maybe that was before I realized that they had to have, like, you sent out a form that the parents sign that says that students can leave school during the day.
I believe Connie has one of those forms that we do. So, and it's actually kind of a interesting situation. So like now that as part of the NBCL and doing that mentorship, there's plenty of schools that they say, well, we have their open periods if you sign them for open campus, we don't even monitor it. Like we leave that up to the parents' responsibility. If you don't want them to leave, that's a conversation that the parents have to deal with. They don't have the consequences for any parts of leaving during open when you're not, unless you're assigned by the school. So it's kind of an interesting piece.
I get it, because it's hard, because what are you gonna do, have somebody standing at that door with a list that says, okay, you're on the list that says you can't leave.
Right.
I mean, I've often thought about that. It's gotta really be hard as a school to be the police that stands at the door and says, no, your mom signed the slip that you can never leave the building.
Yeah.
So they do or they don't sign out?
They sign out at Connie's office. So yeah. Yep, we know, like they mark period 2 out and then what period they come back in.
Right, but I mean, as far as like beginning of the year, if the mom and dad sign.
I believe Connie's got a form to allow them for open campus. And I think I actually have it at the end of the form. I think I have it at the end of the handbook now that we'll go with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Co-op, they still sign out though, I'm sure too, right?
Co-op is actually in their schedule and it's a scheduled leave time, so they don't have to sign up for co-op because it's a school experience.
True, because if you would look it up and let's say if the parent wants, if they call and say, you know, I want to talk to my student, well,
Yeah.
it would show in their schedule.
but then are they allowed to leave without the consent of the parent?
Because if they're going to school experience, yep, it'd be like going to class.
I suppose it'd be like as if we had a CTE center and they're going over to another building for a class. This is kind of like that then, I suppose.
So should this say for any reason except co-op or any reason except maybe curricular? Because that'd be still as well.
I suppose this is more so just trying to discourage them from leaving for this no.
So yeah, this is under the open campus for when they have open periods. Co-op wouldn't be an open period.
Because that's technically a school.
It's a scheduled school time.
It's like a.
Well, I understand that, except that it says no student will be allowed to leave the school building for any reason.
Right, and I get where you're coming from because that's school. It's like they're basically going to another class.
Okay. So for any non-school related reason,
There you go. Sure. Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay, now we're to the part. The electronic devices.
Okay.
So when I first looked at this, I went, wow, that's strict. And now with you saying that if the phone is buzzing in their locker, or this is another scenario, I'm thinking that, you know, in that little lunchtime, they quick open it to see if they got new messages.
They're not even supposed to have it on them.
No, if they go to their locker, you know, so what I'm saying is that, so I looked at the tobacco policy, and this is, if I'm seeing it right, this is more strict. And I'm wondering if it should be. I'm wondering if it should be pretty similar to the tobacco one. Just throwing that out there. Because this is pretty rough, which I asked Paul what his thoughts are, and he said, if you're gonna do it, do it.
I don't disagree with that.
Because that's kind of really what they wanted. I mean, the whole idea about making the law.
So when we were having these discussions in the spring, because a couple of teachers had a concern. They're like, well, why don't we give them a warning the first time? And I looked at that person and I said, okay, if I told you that no matter how fast you're speeding the first time, you're gonna get a warning no matter what, are you ever gonna follow the speed limit? Well, no, I got a free warning.
Yes.
I said, so are these kids. And I go, this is state law that they're not supposed to have it on. And now we're saying, okay, you break this law, we're gonna give you a warning, say whatever.
Sure.
All these kids are gonna be trying to sneak it, all these kids are gonna be trying to move it, they're gonna do everything. But,
And it's a law. I mean,
Right.
they should be treating our policies as a law, but this is actually against the law.
yep, so then we looked at, you know, we talked about doing the secure pouches, okay? Who's gonna monitor that the kids are putting real phones in the secure pouches? What happens if you say you put your phone in there, and then I catch you later with a different phone and we don't have this stuff? Like, we wanted this to be, if you're gonna try this, understand there's gonna be some heavy consequences for it. When I visited with the rugby administration, they ordered what they're called yonder pouches. And when they started the school year, they didn't come there and they put a strict policy in place. And he goes, I caught one kid within the first week and he said, we haven't had any problems since, wish we wouldn't have wasted the money on the pouches because we have a policy in there and they're not willing to do it. And honestly, after the first 2 weeks, the kids didn't do it. So,
They're just expensive, I suppose.
They are not cheap.
so I mean, yeah, I know, like, kids seeing this, like me as a parent going, holy cow, if my kid gets caught with this. But on the other side, if the law would have went through the way they wanted it, we would be putting secured lock boxes in front of the school that they couldn't get without a code or at a certain time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Even more expensive.
So I wanted to make it so, A, we don't have a ton of expense on the school to buy a whole bunch of different things to do it. We have reasonable guidelines on what they can do. So like, if it's 30 below, do I want my kid leaving his phone out in the car? Probably not necessarily because of the weather.
Right.
They have an option, it's turned off, it's stored, I don't see it, I don't hear it, it's powered off, they can keep it in their bag and feel secure with it. Like, this allows that option. But yeah, if they decide I'm gonna go to lunch and I'm gonna check my messages,
Yep.
they're not supposed to have
And
it.
I guess you do have the include so that if they forget to turn it off the first week.
Right,
Because
there's gonna be some.
A little bit of grace to start with.
Yep,
Because I would say, I would sure would think that every kid has heard about this already,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they already know, but yes, they will.
yeah.
How far can I push them?
It's kind of like our tardies and stuff with our 7th graders when they first get to our building, there's a grace period in there, so. But yeah, it's not gonna be a very long one. Just-
It'll be on your announcements probably every morning for the first week.
It'll be the first day meeting, it'll be when they come to registration, they're getting a specific copy of this policy to go with them. Just so you know, these are the consequences, this is the expectations, like,
True. that's
as
true.
soon
They always
as we
remember.
approve this, I'm gonna put this out there on our webpage, like, this is HP, this is Harvey High School's electronic device policy, not limited to Bluetooth. And the other thing that, I have with this is, so like some schools went away, like, we're not gonna allow Bluetooth headphones either. And I'm like, well, I have a hard time, me as a parent, my kids have Bluetooth, I can tie it to my Chromebook, like, why do I have to go out and buy a separate set of wired headphones?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
So, where at least if we have it stored away, they're not connected to that home device.
right, yeah, they only can be connected.
So that's why we want the power off, like, we don't hear vibrations, we don't
So not silence, but power on.
power it off.
Is that,
Because otherwise, in the building, you know,
Well-
any smartphone or a smartwatch.
Smartwatches are gonna fall under this policy, they're not gonna
Right,
be allowed
because
to have
they
their
were in the
smartwatches.
law, yes. Because it's true, you know, mine is capable, I don't even have to have my phone on me, so.
is that in here that it needs to be powered off? It should be, I think.
So we just have if they are found in possession of their device. Well, if it's not powered off and I'm walking by and it rings, you're gonna be found in possession of it.
Right, but it's,
I don't wanna put that in there, cause then I have to check that every kid is powered off their phone technically.
Yep.
I just want it so I don't hear it, I don't see it, it's non-existent in my world. If they wanna take the chance and leave it powered on and hope they hit the silence key, that's gonna be on them, but the first kid that forgets to silence it and they get this, they're gonna realize I have to shut my phone off.
Yeah, if you explained it that morning, then okay. That's gonna be interesting. But at least it's everybody in the whole state.
Right.
So they can all complain to each other.
I'm in a weirdly unique situation with this because I had a kid who begged for a phone. And so we bought it, we're paying for it, and he doesn't ever use it. And I'm like, well, okay, why did we get this for you if you don't use it? And we would like him to have it and use it.
Like emergencies and things.
Well, yeah, like after school or whatever, but this is kinda, I'm trying to figure out how to do this and just leave it home, we'll just go to school. Cause he doesn't use it anyway, and he's not gonna remember to turn it back on.
I don't know how many parents say, well, how am I gonna hold my kid? And I said, remember that thing that hangs on
Yeah.
the wall?
In the
It's
office?
called a waffle. And I mean, it's like, come on, it's a landline. The school's always had one.
Well, yeah, if it's something quick or something you need done immediately, do that. Otherwise, you shoot your kid's email. They have email.
Well, right, that's the step. They do have an email.
Yeah, that's something that parents will need to be reminded, is you can communicate through email.
Yeah.
Right.
That's,
But we all survived
Yeah.
growing up. I know the kids think they can't nowadays, but.
well, and
If our parents need it.
honestly, I think the parents think they can.
Oh, I know.
And
That's
I'm
what I mean.
kind of with them. Because, it's like, Connie's gonna pull her hair out, I'm telling you.
What secretaries did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
As a parent, I guess my mom and dad, boy, I can probably count on less than one hand the number of times they even had to call the school, because if they weren't gonna call us, it was some emergency.
Except it's way different.
Oh, I know.
It's so much.
Oh, I know it is,
But
but I mean,
it's okay that we're having to revert to
yeah.
old
Right. But
habits.
it is, you do have to call more often, because there's just they're in so many things, and things change so fast
Yep.
compared to what they used to. It just,
We're-
I got this big, huge span of kids, and
Yes.
I know the difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, mine too.
Well, we're even gonna have trained coaches because they're so used to sending stuff out on reminders for you, and the kids check it, and we're doing this.
Yep.
Nope, you gotta.
Shoot an email.
Yep. School's gonna have announcements. And, yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be adjustment for all of us.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully in a couple weeks it'll settle down.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is right back to the attendance, though.
Which one is that?
Page 36. The senior privileges. Because I struggle with the kids who are once again in other activities and lose their, they have to take the semester, which is not a huge thing. But it's a bit of a kick in the butt, because all these other kids go to all these activities and they don't have to take semester tests. But if you're in something that's not directly with the school, too bad.
Right, but I get it. I guess we have to try and go by just the school stuff, but
So, on the page 37, I was just looking for some clarification, because that top that says level 4 and level 5 offense, what's listed there, and then the bottom, this is level 3, 4, and 5. Those two things are the same. Are they supposed to be? Do you follow me?
Yep, I do.
It's not real clear to me.
Okay, so you're talking like under the major offenses, level 1, 2, and then. So, okay, so this one here, any of these happen, they are not a 1, 2, 3. We have to go directly to 4. Where here, our first one, we go directly to level 3. That's why this is expanded more.
But it's the same though.
Right, it is, it's just a matter we have 5 possible levels for everything. When you're talking about suspension, expulsion, stuff like that, the levels that we go through, this one automatically goes to level 4 and 5. This one has level 3 first offense, where maybe first offense is just a notification of parents, and then we have a second where we add, and then a third, like.
So is this more spelled out somewhere else? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I'm just wondering why level 4 consequences and level 3 consequences are the same. Do you follow what I'm
Because
saying?
this one's an assault, so it jumps to a level 4, where here a verbal
Right, but
assault.
what difference if it only jumps to level 3 if it's the same as level 4? That's what I'm, do you see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, I can make a change in that to just being 4 or 5.
Well, I
Well, and I
don't
would
disagree
say-
with that logic, I just am unclear as, but I guess it says may include, it just,
Right, these are different.
Well, and I would
things,
say,
so they have different- they start
like your
at-
forgery, you could have a level 3, or you could have, you know, like,
Right, where these don't, you don't even get the chance to have a level 3,
Right.
you jump to there, where here, since these,
like you're stealing theft could be I stole somebody's pencil or I stole somebody's smartphone. You know, where are we gonna go level 3, level 4, level 5? You know, and basically what I would do is these levels 3, 4, and 5 is what I would use in my documentation for how I handled it. Like, they stole this, so I deemed it a level 3 offense, so for future reference, we know where we're at.
okay.
you know, or here, it's like, well, there's no question, if it's a weapon, you're jumping to
Right.
where we're there. With these, you have a little bit of leeway where you could do a 3 or a 4 or a 5. Okay.
I was just wondering if
Right.
there were different consequences for level 3 than,
No,
It could be one of these things. Right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, even with all of these different ones, like here, like for example, your forgery, your stealing, your theft, you're not going to do classroom sign. Basically, level 1 and level 2 happens in the classroom. 3, 4, and 5 comes to me.
okay.
So yeah, if you're doing any sort of bullying, the classroom teacher's not going to deal with it. It's going to come to me, and it's going to be the principal conference, so on and so forth. Where on the backside, I mean, obviously this cell phone violation is going to change. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not going to be classroom. Well, I mean, it
Yeah,
still
I
could be
didn't have
classroom
to
because
see
if it
that.
happens in the classroom, they have policy to follow, and it's pretty strict and straightforward. But yeah, that's the only major difference. And this kind of gives the teacher something too, that like, if this is happening, I don't have to try to deal with it in my classroom, it directly goes to a level 3, which is gonna be me.
And they know that.
The teachers do, yes. Yep, so like if there's a fight in their class, they're not expected to break it up and deal with the consequences, they'll just, I get involved instantly.
Bottom of page 41, this just goes back to our discussion about the student fees, but it does say on here, fees for driver education and for courses that generate products that become personal property of the student must be paid prior to the start of the course. That's what I was talking about when I was concerned about those fees that we just passed, but I guess we passed them, so. And then on page 43, and this I'm also kind of asking for my personal, but there's something to sign here, so, what exactly does the school give out? Address, phone number, email, who exactly does that go to?
I haven't been asked for any of that stuff. But I would say, for example, if you maybe have an honor student who's doing best of the class and they want to contact that parent, you would give it out for that.
Yep.
Or sometimes we'll get college coaches calling, hey, you have a contact for this student, I'd like to call and visit with them about an opportunity, things like that nature.
Or military, etc.
True, I suppose, how else would they?
Yeah.
My biggest concern on this is address, which I know you're not just giving address to random, but I can see people not wanting to sign this because of the address portion.
Well, that's all part of the FERPA training that every teacher does at the beginning of the school year too.
Is that they don't just give
They
address
can't
out to.
disclose personally identifiable information without written consent from the parent.
Okay. Well, is this the written consent?
This would allow us, for us to send to military colleges, things like that. I would never do anything outside of the educational realm without
No.
contacting the parents. This just, because otherwise, say, somebody applies and the Army says, hey, we want these records for this, I have to send out, get verification from you, get it back, things of that without, we're here, I could just, oh, this is military, I've got the form, send it, we're good. Or this is social services, boom, send it, like, all of that's taken care of.
Okay. Okay, I just want that clarified a little.
Okay. Yeah, I added a couple different things in here, tried to clean stuff up and
No,
make it,
that's good.
but some of it's, there's,
Nice to have it in one spot.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to have all these things put on the website then this year and stuff.
Well,
Nice.
And then one other thing is that in here somewhere, it mentions the activity handbook.
Oh.
And I don't know, I've never seen one.
It hasn't been updated in a while, but I think that's going to be on the agenda for our first co-op meeting this fall, is to update or at least work on updating that activity handbook so both schools have.
I know we had talked about last year and then it seemed like
Yep.
everything got crazy and things or whatever, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big one, it's, and I like it this way too, I mean, I know Derek had, we had like all the different sections, but it is kind of nice.
I just never knew where to find it.
I know, that's why I said I'd like it to have it in one spot.
I tried to make it user friendly for parents that, like, I don't know where to find this or whatever. And
Yes, this way, I mean, here's the elementary handbook, here's the high school handbook, here's the personnel policy, here's the activity handbook. It'll be nice, it should be nice to see it on the website, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like whenever the policies get done too, I know there's a lot of shit in holes for the questions, and she didn't have dates and different things.
So if we approve this, I mean, we gonna do this one, just do them all like a first reading type thing and?
It would be the second reading of the elementary one.
Oh, that's right.
We did that first reading on the June meeting.
Right.
Do
So,
you want, but you might want this one now already though, right?
It
Well, because he's a
require more
registration.
than one.
it
It doesn't require more than one, yes. And that might be because we weren't sure, until we seen them. Well, I really think, unless there's some other, because I know you're gonna want to be giving them all the registration, we won't have a meeting before that.
Yeah.
So we kind of do need to get it.
well, it would be good to have it on the website before it's approved. Because that's kind of the way it's supposed to be, so that people can look at it and give feedback.
Well, and I had this, this was supposed to be presented at the last board meeting. So people had a chance and could have it out.
Right.
And,
In a perfect world, yes. I mean, if you had to recreate them on the wheel, whatever, because like I said, I really didn't like it how it was before. There was a million sections to it and it was,
I just wonder if there's a way we could do it, but I suppose people aren't gonna go look at it anyway for the most part.
well, and as soon as,
Not until
They
something
don't
goes wrong
look
and
until they
to.
need it.
Yeah, and if you approve this at tomorrow's meeting, then Wednesday morning we'll put it up. I mean, I'll leave the highlighted spots in there, well, because we should
And that
have,
way
we
we
should have
have
the
to
prices in there.
Can you put it up now?
I could.
Because then at least people have
Has he made all the changes that you guys talked about?
30 hours to look at it.
Yep, I'm just gonna leave the objectives and lunch prices
Yeah.
highlighted for now because
Right,
those
yes.
aren't, because I gotta double check the objectives. I thought I pulled those directly from.
And maybe, it just as long as they, we can look at them, and then, yeah, we'll be doing the real prices tomorrow night, so we can, and that way Wednesday you can get them changed right away.
Yeah, I'll get that up this afternoon. We're working on scheduling.
Perfect. I knew this was gonna be a long one.
Good
Yeah.
discussion though.
Yeah,
Just trying to get everything to match.
That takes a lot of work, cause there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd just be nice to get some of these done, and then, like I said, then now, I'll leave you alone for a while. For policy meetings, I know you've got a lot of things coming up, and just that,
Do you wanna just copy them?
Yeah. That would be awesome.
I get mine, and mine's all written up, I thought I suppose I could go back and find the email and print them a fresh one, but mine, I have some I have stuff written down, some I,
Oh,
some
right.
things after a while I did, and mine are circled and scratched, and
Yeah.
just things that we didn't need to replace.
For the, okay, this is just one other thing I want to talk about quick, just because, so, I mean, we can't have first policy reading on consent agenda. And then these though, these aren't second readings, are they? Weren't these already?
I think those, I have to go back and let's see what's in the last month's agenda. Oh, we used them all.
I guess I must have amendments here. Yeah, I guess. BBA and BC were first reading. What's BA? Oh, what did we do there?
Let me go grab it too. There, I know it's on there, but I think we.
Oh, we put that back to,
Oh,
oh
we
no.
probably should wait because it's that way it covered way.
Yes,
back.
no, yeah, we just put it to the, so it's still the first reading now.
Yes, I don't think we talked about that at all, we said let's wait on that one. Sure.
Oh, that's actually on here twice. That just needs to be crossed off of there. It's on here twice.
Oh, like I said, I haven't had it.
Here,
It's worked real good.
it's there and it's there.
Oh,
So it
okay.
should, we
How about if we
just
just, yeah,
get
we
rid
can have
of it
them
off
take
of
it on
there.
that one. Okay.
And then this just will need to be moved. Wait, is that one?
These are seconds, so these can be.
Right, but this one isn't. It says right there. We just talked about that one, so that was
Right.
referred back to policy.
Oh, so many.
So we just need to move that one down here is all, right?
Yeah, send that to policy committee. Mhm.
Where am I looking here?
Yeah, you're right.
I'll show you. So this BAA is on here twice, that should be crossed off, it's gotta be down here.
No, that's not accurate. I marked this as policy, so this is the
Oh.
second reading of the policy. This just gives a reference as to what policy is governing this decision,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Okay, but it still has to be, it's first reading, not second reading, so it can't be under consent agenda, either of these two. So they both need to be moved.
Okay, let me see.
Because we tabled it at the last meeting.
So that needs to be moved to items for discussion or possible action, yes?
Yeah, something like that.
Or way down the bottom,
Or,
it says
yeah.
first reading of policies,
Yep,
okay? So I'm taking BBA and BAA, or no, ABEC and BAA.
correct.
Okay.
And then do we want number 2 gone then?
Oh, yeah, that's true, we could now, because the GACG. They did the little thing at the
That
end.
wasn't me.
That's true, yeah, that one could just come off of there completely,
All right,
because since
hold
we aren't
on.
gonna
Hold on a
do
second.
that one.
Hold on a second.
Let's see, so I'll look to do.
So there should be 2 policies under second reading, BBA and BC, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going down to first reading of policy GBB, is it GBBA we're taking off?
No,
No, GACG.
Okay.
So that was on there. And then we move the ABEC down, right?
ABEC and BAA.
and those amended policies should be put on the website as well.
Yeah, I guess it'll be nice when you can finally get that all done. I know you have a page of things for him to look up.
Are we done?
I think so. All right, it is 11:37, meeting adjourned. Sorry, I had to run to make those appointments a month ahead of time. I wasn't gonna lose it. I really shouldn't have. I did it.